And we're back. Mike's from exchangeandplay.com. Gorilla Mindset. The newly hanged, or is it hung? Is it hung or hanged? The newly, I think, hung movie poster. How's it look? Looking pretty sharp, huh? Got to upgrade the things. What's going on here? Man, what is going on? I don't know. You tell me what is on your mind. I'm catching up on some admin work. Got a little admin stuff going on. What do we got here? Hey, sales question. I've tried buying one of... Oh, yeah, I used to sell a book and I don't sell anymore. So, yeah, I don't want... A lot of these people, man. The freaking emails I get, you guys wouldn't believe. It isn't all fun. Isn't all fun and games, that's for sure. It's definitely not all fun and games. So what is on your mind? What do you guys want to talk about? Ask me anything. Life, mindset, training a dog, training a... Well, we won't go there.
Is it supposed to look good in there?
What's that? Yeah, poster looks sharp in there. Do you have a podcast on your ayahuasca experience? I do. Google Mike Cernovich ayahuasca. Can I mail you my Gorilla Mindset book? Not yet, but soon. Yes, but soon we'll do that. Any words on salvia? I've never used it. Don't know. Germany is bad. Lost. Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm well. Doing well. Living well by doing good. Living well by doing good. Just checking some emails and reading some stuff going on. Happy anniversary. I got this from Kickstarter. What about some Gorilla Mindset shirts? Conservative apparel isn't that cool. Well, good question. I tried to get in the apparel business a year ago, and it just didn't do that well. I don't know if that was my marketing failure or what was going on. But I have... Hey, Shauna? Do we have any of those old Gorilla Mindset shirts? No. What happened to them all? I know, but I had a black one and a gray one for myself. Yeah, not to sell, but do I just have a demo? Shauna's going to look for it. I'll see if I still have it. They were cool shirts, but they didn't sell well. I also didn't market them well. But I definitely need some new apparel. What? Well, no, we ran him through Victor had a store, right? Remember he's going to do badware? So a friend of mine had opened an apparel store, and I had some shirts there. Hard to do, but maybe I'll do it again. See, here's the issue. I've had a lot of people say, Mike, man, you guys won't believe the business pitches I get. I've had so many people say, Mike, I will set up your apparel store and sell your clothing.
Co-host will be arriving soon.
And they just don't follow through. It's a screw up. Or one guy goes, Mike, hey, Mike, I'll set up your apparel. This is the greatest business pitch I've ever had. Mike, I'll set up an apparel store for you, sell all your shirts for you. It'll be easy, no problem. And I go, okay, cool. Well, let me know what you want to do. He sends me this, long, incoherent, business pitch. It's like, bro, they're T-shirts. You sell them for $20. People buy them or they don't. You know, we make $5-10 profit a shirt. We split it 50-50, turnkey. You ship it. So I go, don't ever email me again. Because it's not complicated. All you have to say is, Mike, here's the logo design. I'll do fulfillment. But he can't. That's why a lot of people fail. They make things too complicated. That's why I ignore people who email me ideas. Mike, I want to do... No, you don't. I don't want to do anything with anybody. I don't need any business ideas. Merkel was triggered by Trump. That was pretty funny. Hey, Julius, you want to come up here? Okay, you can come up. Oh. Okay. Julius wanted to come up. Stolen laptop? I don't know about the stolen laptop.
Hi.
Which Army regiment is best if you want to see action? Come on, bro. If you're the real deal, get the Ranger contract. Get your Ranger contract. Get Ranger in your contract and go join the Ranger Regiment. If I had to do it all over again as a young man, that's what I would have done. But the flip side is everybody I know who's a Ranger has really bad injuries, so that's life. Pros and cons. Obama met with the Hawaiian judge. Okay. The whole Obama met with the judges thing, that's not really how it works. Obama didn't need to lean on the judges to get a ruling. He appointed the right judges. So that is a non-story. That is definitely a non-story. Definitely not. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Trump security, yeah. I mean, I've told you that there are enemies within. I've told you there are enemies within. Congress can impeach the activist judges. Never going to happen. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. A lot of people say, we're going to impeach the judges. We're going to do this. How many judges have ever been impeached? Pop quiz. How many judges have ever been impeached by the Senate? And when was the last time that happened? Right? So let's stop throwing around, oh my God, the judges are committing treason and they're going to be impeached. No, they're not. It is not going to happen, okay? Let's live in the real world. Not in the world of they're going to be impeached. It isn't going to happen. What are your biggest challenges in day-to-day life? I don't like to do clerical work and administrative work. So I get tripped up on a lot of, like, for example, I bought a fast pass, and I haven't put it in my car yet. Why? Because I haven't registered it. So it's very hard for me to do administrative tasks. When it comes to big picture thinking, making things happen, incredibly productive. But when it comes to administrative tasks, that is my biggest challenge every day. So today I had to renew domain names and everything. When a session's going to get off his rear, I mean, you just got there, guys. Come on. Oh yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Bitcoin hit 900 today. I mean, look, guys. Look, I bought Bitcoin a while ago. I don't follow it day to day, right? I don't follow it. I don't follow Bitcoin day to day. So I don't know what it is. I don't follow my investments day to day. I don't know how much I'm worth. On any given day, I don't know how much money I'm worth. Why? Because I don't check every day. Because what does it matter if it goes up or if it goes down? I'm an investor, not a trader. I'm not trying to momentum trade and ride waves and reading all these scam articles about that because it's all fake. I invest my money into the market and I leave it there. So I don't know what it's worth. Bitcoin was like $1,200. Now it's 900. It's going down. People freaking out. Whatever. Don't buy more Bitcoin than you can't afford to lose, right? I put Bitcoin on a keep key and I put that in a safe deposit box, and that's for Syra. So I don't even know how much it's worth. I just know I have a keep key. It's in a safety deposit box, and in 10, 20 years, Syra can have it. That's all it's for. So I don't care if it goes up, down, whatever. But if all I had was $1,000 as a young man, I would buy Bitcoin, and then I would not buy anything else. I'd just buy Bitcoin and leave it alone. Just buy it and leave it alone. When I was in college years ago, I bought a bunch of silver bullion, and I left it alone. And then 10 years later, I was in Vegas, and I heard people saying, you got to go buy silver. Silver is going to hit $100 an ounce. And I thought, okay, if there are drunk people in Vegas at the urinal talking about how much silver is going to be worth, I'm going to sell it. Then I sold all my silver for $40 an ounce off Craigslist. I met a guy at Wells Fargo, actually. Met him at the bank, and I go, here's my silver bullion, and he gave me cash right there. He took it out of his Wells Fargo account, just gave me the cash. He took the bullion. Sold it to a guy off Craigslist, and never bought silver again. Silver went from 40 to 15, right? I bought it at 9, way long ago. That's what you do. You just buy things. You just buy things and wait, right? See, Ronald, what is the best wallet? Why would you put that in all caps? Are you one of those Bitcoin people who are preventing Bitcoin from growing? Right? They want to go, do you know the difference between a ledger and a wallet? And that's why Bitcoin hasn't tipped over, because they are very negative people. The Bitcoin community is highly toxic. In my experience, the most toxic people in the world are SJWs. Then you have fitness people. You ever go on a YouTube fitness video? You could be like lifting weights, looking great, in great shape, and they're going to be like, oh my God, he's got like a little bit of fat on his oblique. Or, oh my God, his calves are small. The most negative people. Bitcoin people are negative fucking people. Negative people. Anytime somebody talks about it, they try to trip you up with like Bitcoin trivia. Do you really know Bitcoin? Right? Like the guy even goes, what keep key do you use? I use a keep key. It is called keep key. But he thinks he's so cool that he's going to like trip me up. And that's why Bitcoin doesn't grow. They're just very, very toxic people. And that is holding it back. They don't want to educate people. Because they are socially awkward people. They don't understand networking effect. And that you want more people on Bitcoin. You want more people to use it because that's what's going to make it tip over the mainstream. That's why I stay out of that. I don't talk to those people. I don't like them. They're very, very, very bad people. Very toxic. Very toxic people. Mike, have you looked into Podestas? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I'm not going to talk about Podestas all day. I'm so over that. How fast can you run a mile, Mike? I don't know. I've never timed myself. Haven't timed myself. Mike, best advice for 23-year-old? God, you're 23. Man, when I was 23, I was killing it. I think a lot of you guys are just lost. Right? You're lost. What is the best advice for a 23-year-old? That is a lost, unfocused question. 23, you ought to be lifting, going to the gym, read books every day. It's great. You have all this energy. That would be my advice. I have no clue what Bitcoin is. Of course you don't. Because Bitcoin people are toxic and they drive away people. They drive away people. Are you nervous of videos of JFK's last speech? No. Have you ever read The Law of One? No. What do you think about Murray Rothbard? I don't. Any advice for feeling lonely? Meditate. Do you talk about entrepreneurship on my podcast? Entrepreneurship also attracts a very toxic kind of people. Mike, what woke you up to the Matrix? The gun control debate. How media lied about guns. What's your opinion on Muslim birth rate versus white Western people? Muslims are going to win. But demographics. The future belongs to those who show up. I think Vox Day said that. I don't know. One of the most profound things I ever heard. I think it was either Vox Day, it was either his quote or he quoted it from some historical treatise he read. The future belongs to people who show up. The Middle East, the Muslims are showing up. The future is theirs. There's really no question about it. It really is that simple. The future belongs to those who show up. Mike, what up think about weed? Are you high right now? Do you like Huxley? Yes, Brave New World, but he wrote other great nonfiction articles that are great too. Should I buy Gorilla Mindset for my shy son as a high school graduation present? Yes, of course. What will Europe look like in 50 years? It'll look like the Middle East. How to get energy levels up around people who drain yours. Don't be around them. This is all covered in Gorilla Mindset, guys. Come on. If you haven't read Gorilla Mindset, you shouldn't be asking me questions about mindset because it's all there. Mike, do you plan to do seminars in Europe this year again? Yeah. Shogo and Syra and I, we want to live in Paris one last time before it fully goes downhill. So I'm thinking about a Paris, Barcelona, San Sebastian tour this summer. I loved San Sebastian, and I said I want to come back here every year. I didn't make it back there last year. Could someone make money buying big orders off Alibaba? I mean, that's middleman. People have been doing it for years. Market saturated, but there are people doing it. People are doing it. What does the rose quotes mean? The mass of mentally... Well, come on. The mass of mentally lives of quiet desperation. You'll understand that one day. You know, when you think that it's too late to live your dreams, right? You wake up, you live the same day, you're not really moving forward in life. All you're doing is getting older, but your life doesn't change. quiet desperation. You don't scream at the world. You don't take charge of your life. I mean, the life of quiet desperation is the opposite of the gorilla mindset. The gorilla mindset is about taking charge of your life. The life of quiet desperation, you resign yourself to fate. You resign yourself to fate. This is my life. This is all it is going to amount to. Very, very, very scary thing. Very scary thing is that that's most men. It's very sad. What do you think about Geert? He's all right. He's all right. What do you think about being a doctor as a career? Bad move. Talk to some doctors about. Ask a doctor. Ask every doctor you know. Do you want your children to become doctors? Go ahead and do it. Ask your doctor. Every doctor you know. Do you want your children to become doctors? You know what? How many of them will tell you? If you ask 10 doctors, do you want your children to go to medical school and practice medicine? You know how many people are going to know how many doctors are going to tell you yes? That's a 0, in case you can't tell. That's a 0. 0. Every doctor I know has said, I've told my children, please do not go to medical school. You got insurance companies putting the screws to you on the one hand. You have the government putting it to you on the other hand. Complete and total disaster. All right? Complete and total disaster. How did you meet Shauna? Read The New Yorker. The New Yorker did a profile on me. You can read it and find that out.
It's like 1 sentence.
Mike, following any specific diet, do you drink coffee? I do intermittent fasting. I fast for 16 hours a day. I have my first meal usually at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I drink iced coffee in the morning. And all this is covered in gorilla mindset. What am I drinking? Iced coffee. Cold brew. Not iced coffee. Iced coffee is an abomination. I drink cold brew. One of my favorite Twitter accounts, Amused Chimp. I can't remember how you say it. Said it's amazing how much time you have when you don't eat. People, this is like red pill moment. There's so many red pills out there, red pill moments out there. Everybody tells you breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? You hear that your whole life. Breakfast is the least important meal of your day. Do not eat breakfast. Do not eat lunch. Do not eat till 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You got to work your way up to that. Breakfast, digestion slows you down. It makes you heavy. Why do you think I have so much energy? I have so much energy because I don't eat for most of the day, right? If you don't eat for most of the day, then you actually have more energy if you don't eat. And most people say, Mike, that isn't true or whatever. I don't know. All I got to say is watch Gorilla Mindset in action. Do I strike you as a tired person or do I strike you as somebody who's highly productive, right? Because I don't eat. I eat a lot. I eat more than people could possibly believe that I would eat. I should be 300 pounds, right? But I'm very, very active, exercise a lot. No, but I eat a lot. Don't get me wrong. But I don't eat most of the day. You have more energy if you don't eat most of the day because your body's not slowed down. In fact, I dread when I have to eat my first meal of the day. I dread it. When I'm like, all right, it's time to eat now, time to repair your body. I'm like, man, because once you eat, all the momentum of your day is going to be slowed down for like an hour. You eat, and then there's the momentum. Gone. So I dread going to eat. Amuse Chimp actually had a good quote. This is a better Twitter account than my account. Let me see if I can find it. It's either Amuse Chimp or Amuse Chimp. I can't. Here, I'll find it. I'll find the direct one for you. Here, somebody type it out. Because I turned the Wi-Fi off on my computer to make the signal stronger. Type out, is it Amuse Chimp or is it Amused Chimp? I can't remember. Amused. Link to the Twitter. Copy in the Twitter URL. Copy in the Twitter URL. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi back on just so I can type it out. Okay. Here we go. It's Amuse. See, you guys said amused and you were actually wrong. It's Amuse. All right. So if you said it was that you Mandela effect, right? Mandela effect. You had a false memory. Hold on, guys. Busy day. I'm gonna type it out, and then you can follow him on Twitter. There you go. Yeah, best account on Twitter right now is him, Amuse Chimp. Everything he says, highly profound. You should spend more time sleeping and less time eating. 100% true. More time sleeping, less time eating. 100%. What do you think about the assassination attempt this week on Trump? Or on Roger Stone, rather. Yeah, I mean, he's a target. What are you going to say? Student loan debt? I believe we should have debt jubilee for student loans. Who taught Trump his persuasion skills? I wrote about this in MAGA Mindset. See, a lot of you haven't read my books, okay? The laziness. I'm feeling a lot of lazy people on my feed today. Who taught Trump his mindset? I literally wrote a book called MAGA Mindset, literally about Trump's mindset. Trump's mindset training began at an early age as he grew up in the Presbyterian Church during the positive thinking movement led by Norman Vincent Peale, the power of positive thinking. See? I even kept the book short for people. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should make it longer. I even said, guys, I'm going to keep it short. Just give you a great mindset primer. And the 10 mindset principles of Trump are explained. The 10 mindset principles of Trump are explained. So yeah, guys, I don't, my books aren't expensive. You can buy my books for, the Kindle of MAGA Mindset, I think, is $7. The Kindle Gorilla Mindset is $9. And the paperbacks, I don't know, 10, 15, like, it isn't expensive. I keep everything affordable for people. It's not like I'm trying to sell a $10,000, Gorilla Mindset kind of course. So you gotta read the books, okay? It's the reason I write them. There's a reason I write them. Do you ever venture beyond techno EDM? Primarily, not. Usually no. Deep house. I like Afro-Cuban jazz. I like Afro-Cuban. Here, I'll give you an example. I'll give you guys some culture. Give you guys a little culture. Afro-Cuban all-stars. Very, very, very big fan of these guys too. Here, I'll play it for you a little bit. So that's Afro-Cuban All-Star. You can find that on YouTube. You can go that. So I like Afro-Cuban All-Star. I like Afro-Cuban jazz. It's a specific genre of jazz. Somebody said, ha ha ha, WTF? Well, you were blocked for having poor taste in music.
Hey, come on.
If somebody has bad musical taste, I don't want them on my Periscope or my Twitter or YouTube, wherever I am.
That's not a reason to block someone.
Well, too bad. I already blocked him. Too late. Already blocked. Already blocked. Mike, are your books available on Amazon? Come on, guys. Come on. Why would you ask me a question? You can just go on Amazon and type in Cernovich. People say you're right. I shouldn't block people but he had a bad attitude about it. If you go, ha 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 ha, WTF, then you have a bad attitude instead of... Well, that's, maybe. I don't have time. I have enough haters. I have enough haters in my life. I err on the side of blocking morons and haters. Why? Because I'm already too big, guys. Shauna will tell you this. True or false? I told Shauna I want 100,000 Twitter followers and 50 million Twitter views a month. That is what I want. So I'm already way too big. I'm already way too big than what I wanted to be. I'm already way too famous than I wanted to be. Mike, why don't you promote MAGA Mindset anymore? Well, considering that I literally just promoted MAGA Mindset 5 minutes ago, that's why. Second reason, it just didn't sell that well. MAGA Mindset bought my car. So it is definitely, in terms of how well most books sell, MAGA Mindset is by most standards a success. And it bought me a new car, convertible. So I'm very happy about that. But it did not sell like Gorilla Mindset sold. It just didn't. Gorilla Mindset is almost 2 years old. And I sell way more copies of Gorilla Mindset every month than I did a MAGA Mindset when it first came out. So why is that? I don't know. Believe me, I think about it a lot because I really put a lot into this and I thought this is a great book. I thought there'd never been a book like this before. Oh, I sell more books than Ben Shapiro. Don't get me wrong. MAGA Mindset sells way more books than Ben Shapiro. That isn't the point. The point is, by my standards, it isn't selling the way it should have or the way I expected it to. And to be honest, I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I thought this was I'll sell Gorilla Mindset. So I actually thought MAGA Mindset would sell more than Gorilla Mindset, and it's absolutely not true. That's just life. You think you know what it's gonna do, but you don't. So I don't know. Why do you guys think? Why do you guys think MAGA Mindset? Why do you think Gorilla Mindset sells more than MAGA Mindset? I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, here's another thing. Where is it? Here we go. This book, which is a collection of my blog posts, sells more than MAGA Mindset. So go ahead and explain this to me. This book, Gorilla Mindset, which is just the best of Mike Cernovich, it's 300, or 250 pages of my blog posts, right? So you could actually get this, just read Danger and Play, right? I put this together as a favor to readers who wanted it. And this book sells more than this book, which is the best book on Trump on the market. I don't understand it. How can this book, a collection of my blogs, sell more than the best #1 book about Trump written, explaining everything about Trump's rise, his mindset, media strategies? Everybody who's read it, MAGA Mindset has 5-star rating, 232 reviews on Amazon. 5-star rating. So everybody who reads it says it's an amazing book, but it just doesn't sell. I don't. Shauna says it's the cover. I don't know. Yeah, so I think the right answer is that we have a connection with you. So it is weird. Actually, people who buy books from me would rather buy a book with me on the cover than with Trump on the cover. So which is interesting for a number of reasons. I thought it'd be the opposite. I thought Trump on the cover will sell more than a Gorilla or Cernovich on the cover, but actually the opposite is true. If I put me on the cover, it would sell more books than it would with Trump on the cover, which is amazing. Will you do Rubin Report again? We were supposed to do something in January, and then we both got kind of busy. We got busy. But it's been like a year ago since I did Rubin. Hillary announces that she is coming out of the woods. I saw that. That is fun. Mike, I bet it explodes one day. Yeah, I mean, MAGA Mindset is what I call a time bomb. A time bomb. What do I mean by that? It will eventually tip, right? It will eventually, somebody's going to read it, somebody's going to recommend it, some kind of event is going to happen, and it will. This I'm going to make a killing. This is going to hit, but it hasn't gone off yet. That's why I'm not despondent. I'm not hopeless. I know maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, it will really take off. It just hasn't yet. Yeah, it's a timeless book. It's evergreen.
We should do a new cover and a new title.
All right, we'll do a new cover and a new title. All right, that'll be my assignment for the week. Shauna does great work, by the way. That thing, she's a project manager of all graphics design work. You are a bad person. Good girls like bad boys, though. There you go.
You might said it.
Why do good girls like bad boys? What are your thoughts on DARPA? Who really knows what DARPA does, right? Don't really know. Suit game strong, Mike. Takes you to the next level, brother. Well, thank you.
I know. Cool.
Well, thank you. Maybe I should I wear a suit every day, Shauna?
Pardon? Yes.
Should I start wearing a suit every day for my periscopes?
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, no, because it'll be the same suit, then we're gonna get rid of it.
Well, I would go buy like 5 suits.
Yeah.
You want to go on like a shopping spree? I'll ask the people. Should I wear a suit every day?
But that's kind of silly.
It's kind of silly. People are.
Should they like get dressed, put a suit on, and come sit in your office and just periscope?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
I'm all about shopping for new suits, though.
Yeah, I know. I need to do a Dave Rubin style talk show. That's what I need to do. I need to launch the Mike Cernovich talk show. And then I'll wear a suit every day. I should do that. There's a lot of, like I think, there's a lot of things I would like to do, but a lot of flaky people. A lot of flaky people in my life have held me back, for sure. Will you ever grow a full beard? No. Why? Because I have a strong jaw. I don't need a beard. We got your back, bro. Thank you. Thank you. You need more facial expression range. Shauna agrees. Wayne Dupree doesn't like you. I don't know who he is. A lot of people don't like me. Not surprised. I bet you he's fat, though. There's definitely a correlation. Like, most fat men really hate me, I've noticed. So whenever you tell me somebody hates me, I don't even have to know who that is. And I bet you the person's fat. Because, like, Lee Stranahan hates me. He's obese, morbidly obese. So fat men really hate me for some reason. I don't know why. Do some cardio, guys. Do some cardio. You're a great guy. Thank you. You're a fatty and I don't... Oh, yeah. Not all fat people hate me. Not all fat people hate me. But every man who hates me is fat. See that? Logic. Logic. You are a great guy. Thank you. You read most of my old posts. Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of writing. I've been writing on the internet for, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years. Who knows? Since 1999. I started my first ever blog before WordPress or Typepad, 1999. So that's almost 20 years. You know how I used to have to do? You know how I used to blog? You know how I used to blog? You would do a Word document, and then you would put it into a text format, and then you would upload it via FTP, which is File Transfer Protocol, to your shared internet host provider. And then it would, like, magically appear. Right? Well, those days, yeah, way back in the day. You had to, it was hard. Any comment on Chelsea Clinton being put on Expedia board? I mean, hey man, the rich get richer. The corrupt get more corrupt. How did Trump get so good at trolling? Read MAGA Mindset. What is your favorite food? Hey Shauna, what's my favorite food?
Oh, man.
Everything?
Food,
What would you say would be like the one thing, my last meal? I would actually remember that steak I had in Paris. Like a really properly steak with a caramelized top, cut down the middle.
Ugh, I want steak right now.
Have you watched
Grill.
Have you watched the Salt Bay video? Salt Bay. where he chops up the steak and then he does a little salt thing. That kind of steak, where you cook it just right, you caramelize the top.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shower.
Yeah, bring her over here. She'll co-host. She's fine.
Should you want me to hold her? Should you want
I'll hold her. If she cries, I'll just kill the stream. No big deal. Hey, co-host Cyrus June. Hey. Welcome back. Look at that smile. She loves her dad. Mike, if CNN offered you a 3-year, $5 million deal, would you take it? Depends. Would I be censored? Would I still be allowed to talk about whatever? Would I be allowed to tell the truth? I wouldn't sell out for that. My sellout price is $10 million. So for $10 million, then you could make me sell out. But for $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, come on, we're not going to sell.
I'll be in it.
And it'd have to be $10 million after taxes. So $10 million after taxes, and then I would sell out. But it has to be at least $10 million. $9 million wouldn't take 9. It has to be $10 million, and then I would sell out.
We would take 9.
Shauna would take $1 to get me off the internet. Shauna hates what I do for a living.
I don't hate it.
She doesn't hate it, but she doesn't like it. Mike, what's your stance on infinite vaccinations? Do your research. Will you give me the book that they should all read? What's your take on Jordan Peterson being censored? What do you think it is? I mean, come on, guys. What is Lauren Southern like at a party? She's actually an introvert. Here you go. Read this.
Explain the pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Every vaccine, what's in the vaccine.
Yeah, that tells you everything. Dr. Barry.
No,
Dr. Barry. Dr. Bob? This is
Dr. Bob Sears.
Bob Sears. Okay. Read this book if you have a child about vaccinations. Why did you stop practicing law? Why would I practice law when I can do this for a living? Worst cities for young men. Just what you make of it. But Portland, the women are fat. If you're a young man, you want to be around attractive women. If you're a young man, you want to be around attractive women. Portland, you're not going to find them there. Hey, you okay? So that would be a bad city. DC is not great for young men either. What do you think, huh? What is the best city? Favorite thing about fatherhood, you won't understand it till you have it. You won't get it until you're there. Just can't understand. Hey! But there is something that you can't explain when you look into your little child's eyes. You feel a connection to the world that you've never felt before.
And you didn't feel that way like that when she was 1.
And I didn't feel that way. Yeah. Here's a dirty secret.
To let people don't feel bad. If
Right.
you don't.
What is the Mike Cernovich talent stack? You guys tell me, what is my talent stack? If you had to write an essay, what is the Mike Cernovich talent stack? What would it be? Yeah, the funny thing is that I didn't feel the immediate connection with Syra right away. It was just, I have a daughter, and here's the thing, and will I feel it? You don't feel it right away. Not every man does. A woman, I feel it now. But at first, I even told Shauna, I said, I love Julius more than Syra. That was early on. So then every day she would say, well, who do you love more today? Do you love Julius or Syra more? And I said, well, I've known Julius longer. I love Julius more. And then after about 2 or 3 months, I love Syra more. And then the big thing for me was about 3 months in, I came home from a trip in DC, and I grabbed Syra and I held her, and I felt like a weird fuzz, like static electricity. And I'm not a person who feels emotion much. I felt this weird static electricity type of energy, and I felt an overwhelming sense of love for Syra, and I've been hooked ever since. So that was the big moment. I felt it. It hit me. With a lot of men, They don't feel that. Most men don't feel that. Most men, they lie to you, right? And I don't lie to you because I want you to know the truth about reality. And most men will say, oh yeah, once I held my daughter, I was totally... No, they weren't. They're lying. Most men, when you hold your daughter, think, oh my God, this thing is screaming and crying. What did I get myself into? Oh, did I just ruin my life? Did I ruin my freedom? What did I just get myself into? Is this the right thing? 20 years. That is the way most men think. And because men value freedom, women value family more. No one will love, like Patrice O'Neal did a great skit on this. I don't want to be like Amy Schumer, a joke thief. No one will ever love the way a woman loves. No man, you've never loved a woman the way a woman can love you. Now, that doesn't mean, if you're a man, you might love your woman more than she loves you, but that's not what I'm talking about. A woman who loves you will love you in a way that you will never love anybody. And with the baby, the love a mom has for a baby is unlike any kind of love you're ever going to find. So even as much as I love Syra, the love Shauna has for her is, I couldn't even comprehend it. As a man, you can't comprehend the way a woman loves you. A woman who loves you, you want to talk, huh? You're going to be talking. You're going to be such a talkative baby. How can love be quantified? That's a very kind of ignorant question. How do you quantify a feeling? Hey, you either have that gene or you don't. Do you think GSP is natural? Come on, guys. Watch Bigger, Faster, Stronger. Hey, what do you want to do? You want to be rocked or you want to just look? Or do you just want to be fussy for the sake of it? It's not that love grows, it has to be bonded trauma. Yeah, the baby sounds are, she's going, I saw you tweeting about Attorney General Sessions in regard to pot, then you deleted it. Well, I delete a lot of tweets that don't get enough retweets. If a tweet doesn't get a lot of retweets right away, then I figure people don't like it, I'm going to delete it. We will push back, though. If Jeff Sessions is going after marijuana in states where it's legal, then I will be pushing back against that for sure. What if you find the love of your life at 20? You won't. You won't. Are you shadow banned on Twitter? Yes. Yes, I am. All right, so what is the Mike Cernovich talent stack? What is it that makes me who I am and why I'm so effective? Right? Well, what is it? What is the Mike Cernovich talent stack? If you don't know what the talent stack is, then you got to read Scott Adams' book on talent stacks. It's a great book. Great book. So I would say my number one... Hey, you're looking very serious. My number one talent is I have a big mouth. I have a big mouth and I have a bad attitude. Bad attitude towards authority. So I've always said if there are two things I have that other people don't have, I have a big mouth and I have a bad attitude with regards to authority. And because of that, I'm going to say things that are on my mind and people find that interesting. People are always going to find it interesting to hear things that they can't hear from anywhere else. So yeah, big mouth, bad attitude are kind of my driving things. And then, yeah, I'm intelligent, verbal, but a lot of that's just I read a lot. Hey, what? No. You're not going to, you just want to talk more? Oh, but you don't want to talk. And then, a lot of my intelligence, I just read a lot, guys. Most people pretend to read. That's another dirty secret that you... You're talkative, huh? Most people don't actually read. They pretend to read. Hey! It's more about people perceiving them as being readers. So they'll say, oh yeah, I got all these books. All those books back there, I've read all those books. And that's not even part of my library. It's not even 10% of my library, right? I don't just post them there to be like, oh wow, look, I got a lot of books. Hey, do you want to be rocked? Hold on a sec, guys. Do you want to be in your chair? Okay, hold on. We'll put you in your chair. You don't like to have this. I don't know why Mom put socks on you. Because I know you don't like the socks. Yeah, so most people don't read books. It's such a lie. They want to be seen as the kind of person who reads books. There's a difference. There's a difference between reading books and being perceived as the kind of person who reads books. And as somebody who actually reads books, you can find out these people, they've never read these books. They don't read. So it isn't that, I do have a high IQ. I'm gifted as a child and everything. But if you read 1,000 books or even 100 books, if all you did was read this bookshelf, if that's all you read in your life, that bookshelf, you would be within the top 10% of people. You would be amongst the most top 10% wise people if you just read that one shelf right there. That would be all you would have to read. And you would actually have read more books than 90% of the population, because people just don't read. Even people who talk about books don't even read. That's the people who talk about reading books don't actually read. They're so full of it. They buy the books, they take the picture, they want to be perceived as someone. But if you ever try to get in the weeds about, like, for example, Stefan Molyneux and I tomorrow are going to talk about the Gulag Archipelago. I don't know how to pronounce it. The Gulag Archipelago. You'll know right away that Stefan and I actually read the book. Because when we talk about it, we'll bring up things that happen in the book. You'll actually see two people who read a book, and they're not pretending to have read Alexander Solzhenitsyn. They actually have. But that isn't the truth. Most people are like, oh yeah, Jordan Peterson recommended the Gulag Archipelago, and Jordan Peterson is the it thing right now, so I'm going to go buy it and take a picture of me with it and say, Jordan, thanks for recommending these books, man. Jordan, you're the man. Glam on a Jordan Peterson for the day. And then you just don't even read the book. Same thing with Jung, that's the whole thing. That is the TED Talk kind of mindset. So they don't actually read the books. Or they'll watch the TED Talk. I remember people were like, oh yeah, I've known people, they were part of TED. Like, oh yeah, I'm a TED fellow. I'm a fellow at TED. Big hot shit, right? This is when I was young and naive. And by young and naive, I mean 33. I didn't really know what the world was about until I was probably 35 or 36. So I'm 33, and these people are like, oh yeah, I'm a TED fellow. And there's a whole room of people who are like, they go to all the TED stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, so let's talk about Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely. Let's talk about behavioral economics. Let's talk about Daniel Kahneman's work, which I had read before he had written Thinking Fast and Slow. I read the grads. They'd never read the books. They'd never read Predictably Irrational. So they're all sitting around thinking, ho, I'm a TED fellow, and I'm here to tell the world how to solve all its problems. Ho, let's talk about TED. Ho. But they don't even read the books. You think they read Nassim Taleb, however you say his name? They haven't read The Black Swan. They haven't read Fooled by Randomness. They haven't read The Drunkard's Walk. They haven't read Predictably Irrational. They haven't read graduate school papers on behavioral economics. They haven't read anything. It becomes a social status thing of, oh yeah, let's all pretend we're smart and learned and well-read. But they're not. They don't actually read the books, but I read the books. So it isn't that I'm like mind-blowingly brilliant, although I am. I actually read the books, and when you read the books, you can communicate the ideas, and you're going to seem way more smarter than you are. So they don't, and you realize most of these guys are posers. How many journalists, what's the last book these journalists ever read? Hey you, I just want to be rocked. Do you think audiobooks are effective? Of course. Sapiens on audio, great book. Great book. Mike, on that note, advice on how to read books. I just read it, man. You just got to read it. It's really that simple. It's just really that simple. What is the greatest threat to freedom? Ignorance. Ignorance is the greatest threat to freedom, followed by estrogen. Estrogen will destroy the freedom. Why? Because if you have too much estrogen, then you will be conquered by the barbarians with more testosterone. Muslim men have more testosterone than European men and Western men, and they're winning. They're winning. Mike, please explain Scott Adams' simulation theory. Well, it's not his simulation theory. Scott Adams believes we're living in a simulation, and many people have written about it, and you can read it. You can read all those articles where people talk about it. You want to find a reading list for the opposition to robber-baron globalists. Well, I talk about nationalism in that. I've read none of those books. Time to learn. Yeah, you should. Meaning, no, we're here, but we're in a game. We're in a game. We're in a game, and it feels real to us, and it is real to us. But it's a computer model. How do we end the H-1B program? Well, we don't want to end it. We want to reform it. We want high IQ people in here. We want high IQ people in here. But for IT people, we don't need HB1s for IT, right? IT is not the kind of thing that you need a genius to do. We shouldn't be bringing in HB1s for general IT technology kind of stuff. Trump disabled double the min payment. Good. Hire American for IT. I agree. Do you think the computer model is depressing? Do I strike you as a depressed person? See, here's the reality. This is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge, wisdom. Knowledge is that we probably don't have free will, and we probably are living in a simulation. Knowledge is that we perceive what is happening as it happens, and it becomes this sense of I, and we thus believe we're in control of what we have. That is knowledge. Wisdom is that if you live as if you have free will, you will live a better life. It has been proven conclusively. This dates back to the great philosopher, or the great psychologist and philosopher, William James. William James said, we don't have free will, but live as if you do. Live as if your choices matter. Live as if you're in control of your destiny. Live as if your choices matter. If you live as if you have free will, you will have a better life. I believe we live in a simulation. I've always believed we lived in the Matrix. I don't believe this is reality, capital R. I've always believed it. But that's knowledge. Wisdom is I live a great life, and I live as if I have free will. I live as if my mindset can be controlled, as if it's a choice. And because of that, which here's the kind of the paradox of free will. Here's the paradox of free will. And this is why, if you think about this stuff for a long time, as I've done, you don't really like to debate it, because it's very paradox. Here's the paradox of free will. If you believe you have free will, you will, and scientifically proven, live a better life. If you believe you do not have free will, you will live a worse life, a more hopeless life. But if we do not have free will, then it's not a choice to believe if you have free will. See what I'm saying? So if it isn't a choice, right? Because you have free will. If you don't have free will, you can't choose not to believe in it or to believe in it. So it becomes this paradox of spinning. People want to argue. So I would always say, well, why do you want to argue to me about free will? Because I can't be persuaded by your arguments and not by choice. So why are we talking? And the answer to that is, but I can't help not argue with you. So again, it's just a paradox. But one thing I've noticed is that if you are able to convince yourself, as I have, if you are able to convince yourself that you have free will, that you are in control of your emotions, that you are in control of your life, you will live a better life. And you will believe it more and more each day. Right? So it's mind-blowing. So in that regards, maybe we do have free will. Because if you can convince yourself we have free will, then you will live a better life. But if free will is a myth, how did you convince yourself you have free will? Right? That is, again, why it's all paradoxical, why I don't argue. There's no proof, though, that we don't have free will. There's no proof that we have it either. Nobody can prove that there is. They'll say, well, some study has shown this. We don't understand anything about the brain. You can't even cure depression. Think about that for a minute. all these neurobiologists, neuroscientists who say, Mike, we've solved the riddle of free will, there is no free will, then why can't you solve depression? You can't even solve depression. So how can you tell me you know everything about the brain such that you've ended the debate about free will? Hey, do you want to be picked up now? Do you want to be picked up? Or you just want to be rocked more? Right? So if these people know so much about the brain that they can tell us we don't have free will, why can they not solve depression? Why can they not solve bipolar disorder? Why can they not cure schizophrenia? Why can they not cure Alzheimer's? Clearly they don't know as much about the brain as they think they know. Otherwise, they would be able to solve all these issues, but they don't. Thus, when they tell me they know so much about the brain that they can tell me free will doesn't exist, I say, why don't you go then cure depression? Well, there's no known cure for depression. We don't know what causes depression. We don't know if it's low serotonin or dopamine. We're not sure the... Whoa. So hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Slow down, bro. You always say slow down, bro. Okay, so wait a minute. Hey, don't tell me how to be around my baby, so you're blocked. My baby, she talks to me. This is how we talk. So don't assume you know anything about my relationship with my daughter. She is talking to me right now. We talk like this to each other all day. That's why her verbal IQ is so high that people think she's way older than she is already. So what you always want to do with people who they want to talk about free will is to say, if you know so much about the brain and free will, why can't you cure depression? What causes depression? Well, we don't know what causes depression. Well, if you don't know what causes depression, exactly. Who are these people? Why do they think they know so much about the world, Syra? Why do they think they know so much? They don't know anything. There's a myth. They don't know anything about the brain or how the brain works. Oh, okay, you good now? That's how Syra talks. She goes, That's her communication. She really wants, think about it. Babies are, mirror neurons, and I talk all day, and Syra is trying to talk. Right? I've been talking for almost an hour straight. Syra wants to talk. She doesn't have the vocal cords, doesn't have musculature to do it. So instead she goes, but she's going to talk a lot when she's older, that's for sure. Yeah, bottom line is we don't know nearly as much about the brain as we think we do. We can't even solve basic biological problems like depression. Thus, I'm not particularly interested in people telling me that there's no free will and they can prove it. You can't even prove what causes depression. So don't tell me that you can prove that there's no free will. We simply don't know that much about the brain. Hit the like button. If you want me to keep talking, hit the like button. If you're done, if you've heard enough, fine. But if you want me to keep talking, hit the like button. If I hit 200 likes, then I'll keep talking. Otherwise I'm going to maybe go get a coffee refill. I'm out of coffee here. I need to reorder some mushroom coffee. All right, we hit 2,000. What else you guys want to talk about? We've already solved the debate. We've already solved free will, which is simply to say that we don't know if there's free will or not. And that people who claim to know that there's no free will or not should be asked, oh, are you coughing? Are you okay? Oh, get over here. And that people who claim to know that there's no free will, ask them how to cure depression. Ask them if they know. Ask people, here's what you ask people about free will. If you know so much about the brain such that you can conclude that there's no free will, why do you not know the biological origin of depression and how to cure it? Well, we're not talking about depression. We're talking about free will. No, we're talking about epistemology. We're talking about the basis of knowledge and why you think you know what you know. Right? It's epistemology. It's an epistemological question. Why do we know what we know? Why do you know that free will does not exist? Well, because we know the brain. Well, then okay, then we need to talk about depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, Alzheimer's, biological issues that we can't solve, right? Because you can't tell me you know the meaning of life and free will and consciousness, epistemology, right? You can't tell me you solved consciousness, the riddle of consciousness, and the riddle of free will based on neuroscience when you can't tell me how to cure depression, right? They get real triggered by that because they think they know more, way more than they do. Way more than they do. You have all these answers. You don't. Nobody does. Mike, how come Paul Ryan is even still around? Inertia. It's hard to get out in comments. What's the difference between mind and brain? Great question. The mind exists in a brain, but can you separate mind and brain? They used to think that there was a mind-body dichotomy, that the brain and the mind is up here and then the body is a separate thing. And then you realize there's something called embodied consciousness, right? Embodied, E-M-B-O-D-I-E-D, embodied consciousness. And the theory of embodied consciousness holds that your consciousness in theory of mind is going to be determined by the body in which it resides. I'll give you a real kind of gritty, R-rated analogy about that. If you live in have any of you ever been fat or out of shape and really gross and then got into really good shape? So that would be a way to think about it. Have you ever been maybe fat, out of shape, gross, and then you get like really good shape? So when you're fat and gross over here, the women that you look at and are attracted to are different than when you're in shape. Well, why is that? Well, because your mind, your theory of mind is different. You're thinking, if you're in a different body, your theory on the world is completely, we don't like MGTOW, people are losers. You're not welcome here. Your theory of mind is different, right? If you're in a big body, your theory of mind is different. The world appears less dangerous than it is. This is where the feminists get it right, even though they're too stupid to know why they get it right. If you're a woman and you're a 4'11", 5'1" girl, your consciousness is embodied in a small body. So your view of the world is simply different, right? It's the same world, but your consciousness is embodied differently than mine. And then, of course, that is a very sort of lower level. And then, of course, there's Robert Nagel's essay, which is the go-to essay, What is it like being a bat? How would you as a human experience being a bat? And the answer is that if you imported your consciousness into being a bat, you would no longer be a human. Your consciousness and sense of everything would change because you'd be in a bat. It'd be completely different. But that's embodied consciousness. And again, that's the thing. So mind and brain are the same and they're different. The mind and theory of mind arises out of a biological brain, and the biological brain is affixed to a biological body. It's complicated stuff. Definitely. Yeah, you want to talk. See, you're also getting lectures from Syra. If books on mindset are so important, why does Elon Musk at all they don't ever talk about books on mindset? You, sir, are very stupid. You're being blocked for being stupid. The most successful entrepreneurs talk about mindset. That's just they usually talk about Carolyn Dweck's book on mindset. They talk about mindset all the time. That is just a person trying to be snarky and passive aggressive, who's actually stupid, has never talked to or met any people, right? That's the whole thing. It's dummies, blocked for being a dummy. You don't belong here. My favorite part is when he blocks people. Yeah, I know that's kind of part of the show. People like that. Kind of. What's the book behind me? Go to Lescherbach. So I'm still reading this. I haven't finished this one yet. This one is going to take me a couple years to finish. So this is the book that I have that isn't, yeah, this is going to take me a while. I did read The Mind's Eye by Daniel Dennett and Douglas R. Hofstadter. I read The Mind's Eye, which is a great book. Yeah, your heart and gut have neurons, exactly. Your stomach is called the second brain. This is all written about in Gorilla Mindset. She's good. She's just talking. So Gorilla Mindset even talks about how 50% of your serotonin is actually in your intestinal tract. So your brain is connected to your gut, to your stomach, literally. This isn't even here. I mean, I'll show you the science of it. Let me see if I can even find it. So this is why, again, there's so many riddles. If you had told, if you told Sam Harris, hey, Sam Harris, buddy, what percentage of serotonin is in your gut, in your intestinal tract, he would not know. Right? That's the whole problem. These people, they don't, and this is all scientific. I'm going to find it right now. The chapter, I think, is Mindset is a Body, Health and Fitness. Right. So in Gorilla Mindset, I talk about the connection between your physical body and your mindset, which is another way of consciousness. Another way talking about it. Blood flow. Yeah, I mean, blood flow is connected to your mindset. I mean, think about it. If you're doing cardio and you have more blood flow into your brain, then your consciousness is different. If you literally had no blood pumping to your brain, your consciousness would extinguish. Right? Nobody talks about this stuff, the physiological basis of consciousness. Gorilla Mindset is such a great book. Most people just do not understand. Well, no, I mean, what am I talking about? It's done fantastic. But a lot of people can't admit that they read. A lot of people admit that they can't admit they read it. Oh, wow, so I was wrong. Fake news, Cernovich. Over 90% of our body's serotonin and 50% of the body's dopamine is stored in the gut. Think about that. So dopamine is a motivational chemical. Without dopamine, you don't get motivated. Serotonin is the happiness chemical. 90% of our body's serotonin and 50% of the body's dopamine is stored in our gut. That's pretty mind-blowing, right? And you can, of course, confirm all this, verify it all. The second brain, a groundbreaking new understanding of nervous disorders of the stomach and intestine. Think about it. We'll be crude again because I like to be crude. Hey, do you want to be held now? What do you want to do, huh? What would you like to do? You got to tell me because we'll do it. You just want to look at me now, huh? You just want attention. You took a sock off? I don't know why Mom put socks on you. I know I don't like socks either. Think about it. Have you ever had a big job interview, a big race, a 5K, some kind of event? And then what do? You have a runny bowel movement, a runny bowel movement. Anxiety is actually connected to your stomach. But wait a minute, if anxiety is in your head, then why is it that when you're nervous, you drop your bowels, right? And you can read Robert Sapolsky, R-O-B-E-R-T, Sapolsky, I think it's S-A-P-O-L-S-K-Y. Hey, we don't screech like that, okay? If you want to be held, I'll hold you. Robert Sapolsky, he did a great course on the teaching company. Do you want to be held now? I'll hold you. You want to be held? You just want to be a terrorist. I understand. You're an emotional terrorist. So Robert Sapolsky did a course on, the neurobiology of everyday life. Here, I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll find the course. You guys want to get this. It is a fantastic course, and it might be on sale. Robert Sapolsky taught the great courses. Biology and human behavior. Well, I took all of his courses. All right, so he has multiple courses, which are stress in your body, biology and human behavior, the neurological origins of individuality. I took that course too, one of the great courses. And then being human, Life lessons on the frontier of science. Here, I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you guys. This is all very, very important stuff that you have to learn. So this is, you can go, that's the thing, this is why I don't believe in college. I didn't learn any of this in college. Right? I never learned about the neurological origins of individuality. I never learned that in college. I learned that in the teaching company, the great courses, right? I learned that from Robert Sokolsky, the great courses. Stress in the human body, right? Learned that from the great courses. Being human, life lessons of the frontier of science. Learn that from the great courses. So that's the thing. You can just go Robert Sapolsky, Sapolsky. So this is a live infomercial. Lame. You are blocked for being an ignoramus and a moron. I don't make any money off of this. Robert Sapolsky is a liberal who teaches at Berkeley. Go ask Robert Sapolsky if he wants an endorsement from Mike Cernovich, DangerPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Go ask him how he feels about that. Right? I'm educating people, but I don't make any money. I don't make any money off of this, you moron. Quit asking me how to spell his name. Figure it out for yourself, guys. If you're not willing to go into Google and do a little Googling for the name spelling, then you're not going to go through the courses anyway. You're not going to learn anyway. So yeah, think about that. Oh, come on. I'm sure the guy was joking about the infomercial. No need to block. You are blocked for telling me who to block. So you are now... I'll put you in timeout. I'm not going to block you. I'm just going to not let you talk for a while. Don't tell me how to run my show. Don't tell me who to block and who not to block. Okay? I don't need to hear it. I got it under control. I need a higher caliber of people here. You're wrong about everything, but I love watching you. Okay. I won't block you for that. That's just sharing your opinion. Hey. Do you take any supplements? Yes. Gorilla Mindset. Hey, now you want to switch around. You like to move around a lot, huh? You're like a little curious little monkey. You want to go here? You want to sit like this? Yeah? Now you just want to switch around? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Okay. She's hungry. Okay. We'll get you food. Hold on, guys. Or you want to burp? Do you want to burp? Or you just want to sit here? Yeah, I'm definitely not wrong about everything. MAGA meetups, I'm going to have a MAGA meetup in Huntington Beach. This Sunday, I think. I need to actually figure that out. I think this Sunday. When is Gorilla Mind, the nootropic out? How you doing? Are you doing okay? Yeah, you just wanted to be a little change of plan. The nootropic is going to come out soon. Do you take supplements on an empty stomach? You're going to have to figure that out for yourself because of difference. COQ10 you need to take with a fat-containing meal. Other supplements don't matter. Put the baby down. Blocked. You might notice that there's a theme here. Don't tell me what to do, right? That's like the common theme. I don't need to be told what to do. I work very hard to do what I do. I don't need people to tell me how to run my operation. I'm running a very successful operation. Hey, what do you think now, huh? What do you think about all this? Yeah, Shauna doesn't even tell me what to do, and she's hot. Well, she tries. Yeah, Shauna's hot, and she doesn't even boss me around. So if you're just some person who hasn't even bought Gorilla Mindset, right? You haven't even bought my book. You sure as hell aren't going to tell me what to do. Right? If a hot chick can't boss me around.
It's not even bossing around. He gets mad if I tell him like, hey, try holding Syra this way. I know what I'm doing, Sean. Okay, I think I got this handled. I'm like, dude, I'm not like trying to boss you. I'm just, I'm with her 24/7. I know what she likes, what she doesn't. But even that he gets mad about.
I don't need to be told what to do. I became an adult so that you can't boss me around.
But it's not bossing you around.
Yeah, see.
Right,
Still
people?
hate. I even got haters in my own house. I have haters in my own house. I have haters. Luckily, I have Julius and Syra. Once Syra is done breastfeeding, I don't know. Maybe she and I are just going to leave. Shauna knows so much. Maybe she can try to find us. How's that sound? Little Miss Know-It-All. Come on a scavenger hunt. Where's Cerno? Work on their humility. Blocked. So I think people want to be blocked now. Tell me what to do. If I literally just say, don't tell me what to do, and then you tell me work on the humility, how arrogant are you to tell me to work on my humility? Does anybody ever think through things? Right? Mike, you need to work on your humility. Well, that is a very arrogant for you to say. Isn't it quite arrogant for you? Isn't it quite arrogant for you to tell me how I should live my life? So maybe the people telling me to work on my humility are truly the arrogant ones. Right? What do you think about that, Syra? Do you ever think it through that way? It's very arrogant to tell me what to do. What do you think about that, huh? Oh, you're going to take a nap now? Are you going to take a little nap, a little sleep, or you just want to look at the books? Syra's looking at the bookshelf. Syra is looking at the bookshelf, looking around. Hey, let's be safe, okay? Be safe how you do this, okay? Look at all them books, huh? One day we'll read all of those together. Yeah, too much humility can be a bad thing. You got to find the right balance. You definitely got to find the right balance. Your best advice for healthy skin, collagen. Hydrolyzed collagen. People saying you're selfish are twice as selfish as you. That is a Mike Cernovich quote, I believe. 100%. People go, Mike, you're selfish. And I go, why am I selfish? Because you won't do what we want you to do. I hear that all the time. Mike, you're selfish because you won't do what we want you to do. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't it selfish for you to try to get me to do something that I don't want to do? Right? Because if I don't want to do something and you're trying to make me do it, you are now twice as selfish as me. I read some article about you. I told everyone in the comments to get off your DI. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to put you in timeout. Because maybe that's a piece of slang that I don't really know. Would you upgrade your body with machinery? Of course I would. Get out of here, guys. Drugs, anything I can do to live a better life, longer life. For sure I'll do that. What do you think? In a year's time, this channel is going to be huge. The haters aren't ready. I agree. I already said we'll be doing my goal, my vision. This is not a mindset session by. You're blocked. Because he can't recognize the mindset message. That's another person too stupid to be here. This is all mindset because it's explaining the thought process of how people think and how people really live. Right? Yeah, so we'll be doing 100,000 views by the end of the year. That's my vision and that's my mindset because I'm going to will it to an existence. That's why I do these videos every day. Every time I do a video, I'm picking up 30 subscribers, 50 subscribers. That isn't big. 22,000 subscribers on YouTube, not big. But the more you gain, the more you get a snowball effect. So I do videos every day. That is a mindset in action. Talent stack, work ethic. I do these videos every day until I build the platform up. Right? And even with all these, think about how many more viewers I would have if I didn't block people. Right? I could increase my viewership 25% already. Right? But I don't want losers and haters here. I want 100,000 quality views. When people watch my videos, I want them to be top tier. Top tier people. Will it into existence. Of course. Possible podcast with Lobliner. I like Mark Lobliner. That'd be a good one. We could talk about business, all kinds of stuff. All right, guys. We're going to hit 80 minutes here, which is pretty good talk. Hit the like button, please. Your videos have no replay value. Do you have a strategy for fixing that? No. These videos are mainly meant to be watched live. They're meant to be hit the like button. Let's get to 300 likes. My videos are meant to be watched live for now. But will I script them and start doing better, Paul Joseph Watson, Stefan Molyneux kind of videos? Yeah. Eventually. Why did you share that article about the bully in Illinois? Interesting story. Well, I think that you answered your own question, didn't you? Mike, why did you share an interesting story? What is that meme of the black guy who goes like, right? It's kind of like, it's near my hometown. Yeah, it is near my hometown. Did you go to the gym today or do any sprints with Julius? Not yet. But we will do that today. Have I read Thinking Fast and Slow? Even better, I read Judgment Under Uncertainty, Heuristics and Biases. I read all the original graduate school papers 5-10 years ago. So, I got really into behavioral economics, definitely. Where's Julius? He's with Shauna. All right, guys. Hit the like button. Thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, dangerandplay.com, Gorilla Mindset. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I do another video. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell to get them notifications.